Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 of the Roll-In training programme. I hope you've all had a really good week and got on well with what we spoke about last week in the training. Now, what we're going to chat about this week is prospecting for diamonds, so continuing on from last week, other methods of finding people and speaking to people about your products and your business. Sending information and following up, how are we going to tell people what it is we're doing? And also the one-to-one business presentation and building a successful pipeline. So a pipeline is how many people you're talking to at any one time and getting people into that pipeline. So what we did last week is we were looking at our dreams and our goal books, and I hope you've all been building on that as your faith is growing in this business and as you're seeing results. Your dreams and your goals can get bigger and bigger, and you can start ticking things off hopefully from those. We looked at profiling and contacting people, the importance of personalising it to everybody, because people are doing this business for lots of different reasons. So it's about finding things out about people and tailoring it to them. And again, with the products as well, profiling it to the people, what are they going to be interested in, what's going to appeal to these people. So you're working on your new customer base as well. So looking after existing customers and developing new customers, because that's what we want to do, is create a nice, strong retail line. And hopefully over time, you might even be bringing in 4 case credits just from lots of regular customers. So that would be absolutely fantastic if we could get that done and dusted, and that's your 4 case credits and you're growing your business as well. Over the past week, I hope you've been adding to your 100 name list, your who do you know list. Keep adding people, keep meeting new people and adding their name onto it. And using the points recording sheet. I showed them last week. I hope you all printed them off. I know I've given a few copies out to people as well and emailed them over. This is a really, really good sheet just to let you know if you're on track, you're doing enough in your business to get the results out that you want from it. So it just gives you ideas of what you can be doing and if you're doing enough of that. So if you haven't been using your points record sheet last week, please let me know if you would like one, and I can send one over to you as well, so you can start using it just to give you an idea of what it is you need to be doing to get results. So what we're going to talk about is alternative methods of prospecting for diamonds. Prospecting for diamonds means finding key people in your business. So finding people like you or I or anybody that wants to get to manager level, wants to develop a really nice, strong business and has got that vision for it as well. So how are we going to find these people out? Continue with your contact list. Always grow that list of people ask your partner, your mum, your dad, cousins, ask anybody to do their who do you know list as well, because there might actually be people on there that are different. So you can grow your contact list in any way by doing this, and obviously you're going to be meeting new people as well. Facebook, Twitter and other social media is fantastic. So get on your Facebook, keep adding new people, ask them to add you, make connections with local businesses and build on that as well, build rapport with people. Contact marketing, we're going to talk a bit more about detail into that as well, of when you're out and about, thanking people for a really good service and actually saying to them that they would be great in what you do as well. Face-to-face conversations, this can be to mums on the playground, people in the shop, that aren't actually working there, the people that are actually shopping there, you can have a little chat with people. Cards and flyers. So again, like we were saying about leaving a paper trail. So you've got your business cards, hopefully. If you haven't got your business cards yet, then pop a little post onto Successful Steps to Manager page, which is my page, and ask people if they'd like to upload their cards to give you an idea of what to put on yours, and flyers as well. These are really good if you're out and about. Leave your paper trail, so leave a card on a shop counter, ask if you can post a card up in a shop window, drop your flyers through people's doors, especially with the weather being lovely now, you can take a walk down to the park, and why not drop a flyer in everyone's door along your way. You're still working, but you're not stopping what you were going to be doing. Get your putt boxes out. I know we've seen an increase in the number of people getting their putt boxes out on the team pages over the last week, which is fantastic because these do bring in results. What are putt boxes? You can buy just an empty box or get an empty wicker basket, put a few products in there and ask people if they would like to try it for free. In return, all you want is a feedback form, and they're going to use your products for a couple of days in their own home and see the benefits for themselves. And then hopefully when you go and pick up that pet box, you'll have a little order in there, and it's another person that knows more about your products. So even if they haven't ordered, it might be something that they're going to bear in mind for future. So start advertising, ask if anyone wants to use your products for free. Local shows and exhibitions, especially with summer coming up, obviously all the little fetes and stuff, so start having a look where tables are going to be available, start booking yourself onto things, see what you want to do within, you know, your kind of, not your comfort zone, but with what you're happy to do. Start having a look now and kind of pushing yourself a little bit to do those, because that time of year is coming up. Always ask for referrals. So whenever you've put a bit of time into someone, whether you've been talking about the business or the products, make sure you ask for a referral afterwards, and they'll always point you into a direction of somebody. I've got one person in our team. He's not in our team, but I spent a lot of time with him telling him about the business. He decided that the business wasn't for him because he had other avenues that he was working on at the minute. So instead of it just disappearing to nothing, what I actually did is offered him a referral fee. You know, this is my business and I can choose to do what I want with it. And the same with you guys, you can decide what you want to do. So I offered this guy £40 for every referral he put to me. He didn't have to do any work. All he had to do was give me a name and I'd take it from there. I knew he had lots of friends on his Facebook, so all I did was literally write him a status, which he copied and pasted to his Facebook, and he sent every single name to me. So, you know, and by doing that, then you're building your connections as well. It's actually been really successful. You know, I've got 2 new people in the team, and I've got 2 one-to-ones lined up as well from it. So if you can't think of someone that wants to join your business, or you've spoke to them and they don't, ask them for a referral, whether they're going to give you free referrals or whether you're going to offer them an incentive to put that status to their Facebook, or however they're going to do it. So have a little think about the people you know, lots of friends and lots of connections. Local advertising. If you look at local advertising, it can be very cheap, very cost effective, whether you're putting an advert in a shop window for £5, an advert in the school's programme over the summer. So your local advertising, I know we've got the Villager in our local area, which is a little magazine that goes around. Why not have a look in there and see how much they charge? Product launches. Don't just do a product launch when you're starting your business. You know, do another product launch for the people that couldn't make it. Do a pamper evening, a body wrap evening, a foot spa evening. There's lots of different launches you can do. When they're sitting there relaxing, and you can then pass around all your brochures and have a little chat about what it is. Start telling them about the business as well, and just have a really good night where you're asking people. You can ask people to host these parties for you in their own home by offering them a little free gift or money off any orders that they place that evening as well. So they're a really good avenue to get out and in front of people. Also, satisfied customers. If somebody's bought products from you, why not speak to them about the business? I know Hayley Timmins in our group, in our team, she was a satisfied customer of mine. She bought a bee pollen and over the summer, and when I gave her the bee pollen, I gave her the DVD that was in our pack called Forever Futures. So she went away and she watched this DVD, and she came back and she said, oh yeah, it looks amazing, but it's not for me. And I was like, oh, okay. But actually a few weeks later she contacted me back and said, actually, I wouldn't mind talking about it. So when I went to see Hayley, she already knew everything from this DVD. So I went through the business presentation and she said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I definitely want to do it. And that was it. So, you know, always when you've got a satisfied customer, make sure they know about the business opportunity too. Talk to groups of people, whether it's your, your Rotary, your charities, your baby groups, your Sure Start centres. Ask them if you can leave some information, if you can leave some products, if you can do a launch. Also, networking clubs. If you Google your local networking clubs, you'll find so much information, and this is people that meet up on a regular basis and idea share. They often give you a chance to talk about your business, what it is you're looking for, and people in that room, you either get ideas from each other or you actually make new connections and people that are interested in what you do as well. So it builds your confidence up a lot as well. Now, what you want to do is try and use 3 of these methods. So don't just keep doing the same thing, because you're doing the same thing, you're going to exhaust it. You want to try 3 different methods of marketing and mix it up a little bit. And this stops you getting deflated as well, because you're trying something new, something exciting, and it will just generate new interest as well. So contact marketing. Contact marketing is face-to-face, so it's just chatting to somebody. Now, I did contact marketing with epic fail, because I went out one day and I decided I was definitely going to talk to people and I was going to get numbers, I was going to get this, and I put so much pressure on myself that it just nerved me, really nerved me. I wasn't myself. I was avoiding people, no one was smiling at me. So take the element out of it. Don't think to yourself, right, I'm going to go, just be really, really casual. So you want to go and engage in casual conversations as you would normally. And that's something I've always found, bring it back to basics in this business. Be yourself and be normal. And you are the best person you can be when you are yourself. So go out and engage in casual conversation with people. Find out if there's something interesting to look at and see if they want to see if what we want to do. So when you see people that are friendly, have a little chat. When someone's been particularly helpful in a shop, have a little chat. Use your business cards and/or prospecting cards and flyers as a conversation opener. So you can actually hand someone your card and say, this is what I do and I think you'd be really, really good at it. I know now is not the right time because you're at work, but why not give me a call later and we can have a chat? And obviously they're at work. If their job role is to be helpful, then they're not going to be rude to you. So you haven't got to worry about the element of them saying anything. They're just going to say, oh yes, okay, thank you. Keep it simple, duplicatable, effective and fun. So, just keep it completely simple, general chit chat. Think about how you were introduced to the business, what you've seen and heard in it, and do the same. You're just going to duplicate it. So this is just an example. There's a guy called Richard Ingleby. He is a senior manager and he builds his business purely by contact marketing. And he's now got income from over 12 countries, and he's got a massive African team. Now, building his business by contact marketing, this business has been around for years. This business was around years before Facebook was even invented, years before Twitter. So don't think that if something's not going on Facebook that your business is set to fail, because we've got people in this business that have created successful businesses before that, because they actually get out and they talk to people. So instead of wasting hours and hours trawling through people's statuses, feeling like you're doing something with your business, when actually your time can be better spent out there, mixing and mingling with people, finding out about them, they find out about you. So don't always think that it can just be an internet-based business, because that's not true. We've got a lot of older people in the business as well that aren't very Facebook savvy or internet savvy, and they can't do none of this interactive stuff on the internet and emails. So they go out and they do it. They create a massive business for themselves. So there's lots of ways, and contact marketing face to face, absolutely brilliant way of doing that. So when you go out, you want to be prepared. So you want to take your business cards, take a little notebook and a pen as well in your bag. So if someone wants to give you their number as well, you've then got somewhere to write it. You obviously want to be smart in your appearance. You're promoting the health and wellness range, and people want to look at you and think, well, yeah, they do a great job, and they obviously look nice as well. The products work, because that's what people are going to be looking at. So dress smartly, appear smart. I know that I wouldn't do contact marketing at 8:30 in the morning on the school run. Because I know I've got no makeup on, I've got my scruffy clothes on, I've chucked my Ugg boots on, and my confidence is zero. Yeah, I'll come home, do my hair, do my makeup, get dressed up smart, and I'd feel a lot more confident to talk to somebody then. Have a great attitude. So go out on a day when you are in a good place, when you've got everything's great with the world, the sun's shining, and really go out, and because that will shine off of you, that will bounce off of you. And buddy up with somebody. If you don't want to go on your own, ask someone in your team if they fancy coming out. Go and have a coffee at the same time, have a little bit of a catch up and go and chat and see who you can see out and about. You can do this anywhere and everywhere. Literally, even in your daily routine, think about all the situations where you meet people. When you're popping into town, you've got to go to the bank, you've got to go to the post office. It's all perfect opportunity to do it. Mum and toddler groups. If you've got small children, don't think, oh, I've got the children, so I can't do that today. Use it to your advantage. Find out which groups are in your areas. Get out to plenty of different groups. Hospital and health centres, if you've got an appointment, great, health and wellness, that's what you want to do. So take some cards, ask if you can leave them around, and you might even be sat there for an hour if you're waiting for your appointment. Start chatting to the person next to you. Stations, train stations, bus stations, it's all areas where people pass through on a daily basis. It's where they're waiting, so they're bored, they're often looking around, reading signs, so go and speak to people where they are and where they're waiting. Exhibitions, shows and conferences, so places where there's lots of people gathered. So they are there, they're looking, they're browsing, they're not in a rush to go anywhere. So why not get along and start mingling with people? So it's basically wherever there are people. So on your days off, or your days when you're not doing anything, why not get out and about and mix with people? Don't just sit behind your emails and behind your computer. Get out there, enjoy the weather as well, make the most of it. So what you want to say to somebody, I always find paying someone a compliment works really, really well, because naturally they warm to you. And people say that someone decides whether they like you in the first 5 seconds of meeting you. And I think that's really, really true, personal life and business. And they don't know what you're going to say or what you want. So it's all about making someone feel relaxed. Thanks for helping me today. With your attitude, you'd be great in the line of work I do, or you'd be great in my business. Straight away, you've thanked them for doing their job. You've complimented them on their attitude, and you've said about your business. So you've covered all of that in one sentence. Ask questions and respond with a positive information about forever. So you're expanding your business in this area, so the particular area you're in is the one you want to expand in. You're looking for 5 people who want to earn £1,000 a month part-time in the next 4 months. Do you think this is for you? Excuse me, I wonder if you could help me. We're raising the profile of our company in the area, and I'd like to give you some more information if I may. So that's obviously more along the business lines, that's very official, and people will respond to that as well. And then I think, can I give you my card? You're not asking anybody to fill out a direct debit form there and then. You're literally giving them a bit of information and giving them your card. That's it. People aren't going to hold back this sort of information. And people are friendly. I think we're so quick to judge and think everyone's miserable and nobody talks, but actually there's so many friendly people out there if you just get out and start chatting to people. So when someone asks, so you've kind of approached the thing, looking at your business, and naturally they're going to say, well, what do you do? So there's a few different things that you can come back with. Obviously, it's very hard initially to describe our business, and you want to describe it in a way that appeals to people and without knowing a lot about them, because contact marketing is very much, you've just met them. So when asked, what do you do? We show people how to develop a second income stream. We show people how to develop a work-life balance. We show people how to start their own very lucrative home-based business. We mentor people to earn a substantial income. We show people how to build their own highly successful home-based business in the health and wellness sector. Would that be of interest to you? So, it's about giving people a little bit of information and finding out if they're interested. Are they wanting to earn a bit more money than what they're currently earning? Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. So once you've spoke to someone and you've got that initial, and remember, this is going to be like a 1 minute, 30-second conversation you've had with someone. And from that, then they've got your number. You've asked them for their number. What time are you going to ring? And you sort something out and you have a little chit chat, and it's all very friendly as well. So then you want to follow up within 24 to 48 hours. Because obviously they're curious. They've probably gone home and told their partner that they got stopped today, and this lady's going to ring them about this business. I wonder what it is. So you want to keep that element about it. So no longer than 48 hours, you want to call them in. And always call them at the time you said you would. If you've agreed a time, the chances are they're going to make sure that they're free to talk to you, because they're quite curious about what it is you're going to say. So they may have, dropped the children off at the grandparents, or made sure they've stuck a film on. Whatever they've done, and you've said you're going to call, make sure you do, because that represents you as a person and you as a business, that you're reliable and you're prompt. So the longer you leave it, the more likely your prospect will lose interest, because you've sparked their interest. And the longer you leave it, it's just going to dwindle off. And then actually, when you do ring them, they might not remember who you are, or they might not remember what you said initially. So then you're going to have to start all over again. So, do it within 24 hours. Know your objective. You want to start the relationship building process. So you want to start asking them questions about what they currently do, if they've got independence, they've got children, what they're looking for, what they want to get out of a job or a career. Arrange a one-to-one, send information, or ask to view a DVD. So when you've got a bit of information from them, you'll know what they want to do with it, whether they want to meet up with you or whether they prefer just an email. So always have that to hand, what it is the next step after you've spoke to them, what you're going to do. So what you're going to say, I'll do a little example here. So it's, "Hi Sam, it's Jane. We met briefly at the travel exhibition yesterday. I'm calling, as I promised, to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do, and the kind of people we're looking for. Is now a good time to chat?" And obviously they're going to say yes, because you've agreed this time, so you're naturally great. Before I take you through all that, it would actually be really helpful for me if I could just ask you a couple of quick questions. Because obviously you're offering them an opportunity, so you need to know that they're suitable for that opportunity. So you want to ask them a few questions. So where are you based? As in, what area you live in? Are you currently working? Because then you can gauge how many hours they might have free. Are you married, single, family? Because again, you can tailor the business then to aim it at the children, or the single, as in the social life. It's how it suits families. It's a family-orientated business, so you want to get this information from them. In an ideal world, what would you like to be doing? And from this question then, you're going to get a clear idea of what they would love to do, and it tells you a bit more about their personality. Tell me what made you respond to my card or advert, or tell me what interested you about what I first said. And then this way you can build up that profile. So as these people are talking, you're making lots of notes on all of these things. So then when you come back in talking to the business, you can aim it at these things that they've answered. So thank you for that. Let me tell you about us. So you're building rapport, you're keeping it conversational, the conversation's flowing between the two of you. Cards and flyers. So here's another one. When used consistently, it will generate great results. So if you give out your flyers or give out your cards, or like we were saying, you walk into the park and you're popping them through the door, don't think just because you've dropped a flyer through the door once that that's enough, that they've seen it and chucked it in the bin, or they've seen it and rang you. Pop it through the door the next week. Pop it through the door the week after. They might start thinking, "Oh, what's this? I've had this a couple of times now," and actually read it the second time it lands on the doorstep. So don't just think if you've kind of done it once, there's no point in doing it again, because actually it will raise awareness of it. And someone different in the house might pick it up. How many times does your partner chuck away the flyers that come through the door before you see them? I know mine does. He sticks them straight into the recycling, whereas actually if I stepped in the door first, I'd pick it up and read it. So don't just do it once. Use it as a conversation opener. So if you are going out with your flyers, if you walk past somebody, why not hand one to them? And same with your cards as well. When you're mixing with people, it's the perfect way to say, "Oh, can I just give you my card?" If you know of anybody that's interested. So hand them out anywhere where people are. Like we were saying, put through letterboxes, and leave where you go, creating a paper trail. So wherever you have been that day, there should be signs that you've been there. There should be leaflets, cards. The people at the shop you popped into should know what it is you're doing, because you've asked to put up a little flyer or anything. So does giving out a card work? Absolutely. We've got fantastic business builders that do it through giving out cards, giving out their business cards. So we've got managers, sapphire managers, and a diamond manager through giving out cards and flyers. So here's some examples. These examples can be found on qlsonline.net. You do need to register on there. It's free to register, and you need to put in the name of your upline manager, which will be me, Louise Mackenzie. So pop that on there, and they just want to check that we are part of QLS, because what QLS is Jane and John Leach's additional training. So this isn't just your company training, this is training from Diamond Managers. So we're really, really fortunate that we get this extra training put on for us. Now, people in the business have followed this cycle time and time again, and it works. All the successful people use this model of business building. So really, really do take notes from all these trainings, because it's exactly what I did in the beginning of the business. I just sat and listened to all the training and went out and did it. So it really does work. It gives you a bit of direction into your business, a bit of where to go now and what to do next. And it's weekly, so it generates that new ideas on a weekly basis. So register on qlsonline.net. And here you will see examples of cards and flyers. So these are ones that you can use, the wording's all correct and everything for the advertising. I know that we've got some people in our team that have also done their own flyers and cards, and they're absolutely beautiful. So if you want to share your cards and flyers, then please post them to Successful Steps for Manager for everybody to have a look and get some ideas going from them. So you want to build a successful pipeline. Now, this is a form you can use. Or if you're like me, I'm a very, very visual person, and I've got a whiteboard, because I'm quite often running around, can't find pieces of paper, and I can just jot it on a whiteboard. So your pipeline can be whatever you want it to be, whatever's going to work the best way for you. This is your business, personalise it to you. So on your pipeline, any single person that hasn't said no to me goes on my pipeline. So if they've asked about the business and I've given them more information, if they haven't said no, they go on it. So if they've ignored me, they go on it. Because the fact is, at some point, you said something that interested them. So they haven't said yes, they haven't said no. So I see that as a really good thing, because they're still watching you. They haven't joined your team yet, but they haven't said no, they're still watching you. So stick their name down on your pipeline, because you want to remember who these people are. In the early days, you can just scroll back through your Facebook messages and your texts and stuff. But a few months down the line, you're going to be lost on who you spoke to, what they said, if they said to call them back in a couple of months, or if they said they're having a baby and actually in 6 months' time it might be great. So start writing all these names down. So the minute someone messages me, oh, Louise, what is it you do? Boom, their name goes on my pipeline. It does not come off until they tell me no, or if they join my team. So that's what you want to start doing, and you want to get as many people on there. You want to be having really at least 20 to 30 people in your pipeline. And I know that sounds crazy, and when I heard figures like that in the early days, I just thought, oh my God, I've got like 2. But build on it, build on it, build on it. And the only way you're going to do this is by contacting loads of people. You're contacting loads, and unless they outright say no, they're going to ask more questions. So what you want to do is pop their name down. Are they warm or cold? Obviously, do you know them? Or is it someone that you don't know personally? Because then this might change the way you approach the business. If they already know you, you're going to be yourself and personal. If they don't know you, you might want to be a bit more business sense in the approach. You want to write down their telephone number, their mobile number. Obviously save it in your phone, wherever you're going to save it. And then you want to write down what it is you've done with them. So if it's just a Facebook convo, I put Facebook convo. If I've showed them the business presentation, or if I've sent them a link, I write down what it is I've sent them, so that if they come back to me in 3 months' time, I know what I've done with them, what they've seen, and how much they already know. Because you don't want to jump to conclusions and think they know everything when actually you didn't send much information, or you don't want to go over everything which they've already heard. So really, really keep a strong connection on your pipeline. Have it visual, or have your paper where it's easily accessible. Because I know, if you're like me, Facebook messages come through in the day. You want somewhere where you can quickly scribble that down so it can go on your pipeline. So actually, your pipelines are a lot bigger than you maybe think they are, because you just need to start writing them down. So building a successful pipeline. After calling a profile prospect, enter them. Like we were just saying, you've spoke to someone, stick it on your pipeline. Facebook isn't included on this because obviously Facebook's something quite new to the business that we're doing. Anybody that's messaged you, stick them on your pipeline. Anybody that's asked for more information down the school or a group, stick them on the pipeline. Part-time, you want to be doing 20 prospects on your pipeline. Full-time is 40 prospects. And like I say, I know it sounds daunting, but it's only because you're not writing everybody down. So actually, this is really, really achievable to stick these people on there. And use your pipeline to coach your new distributors, so you can show people this is who I spoke to, and then straight away it will refresh your memory. This is how I got talking to them, this is the information I've sent, and this is where we're at now. And it gives you lots of different examples of how you've contacted people and what the outcome's been. And if they say no, not now, forward it in your diary. Write it down in a couple of months to get back to them, because you don't want to forget anybody. When you're doing a one-to-one, so I always see a one-to-one as I love going straight into the business presentation, and I know maybe I do it a little bit differently to other people, but my recruitment success rate is really, really high. So obviously something I'm doing is working quite well. I speak to someone on Facebook, or I speak to them in general chit chat. Now, when they say to me, yes, okay, let's meet up, I want to know more, as far as I'm concerned, they've already got the introduction out of the way. So now I want to get in front of them and do the slides, the business presentation slides. I use the company ones, and if anybody hasn't got them, let me know. You can do it on your iPad, you can print them off, and at my first opportunity, I say to somebody, my story, obviously how I got interested in the business, how it's been for me, and then ask them a bit of questions about them. What are they hoping to get from it? What do they want from it? Match the business to the prospect's needs. So then what I say is that, if I'm chatting about this business, I might miss bits out. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to quickly run through a business presentation with you. I'm not a fan of business presentations, but it's the easiest way to cover all the answers from the start to the finish. Otherwise, I'm going to come in ass backwards. You kind of have a bit of a laugh. It relaxes them, it relaxes you, and then you go straight into your business presentation. And then every slide, it prompts you. You're telling them in order, it all makes sense. You're not missing anything out, because don't forget, anything you miss out when you're telling someone about the business, they'll go away and make their own mind up what that missing part was, and it might not be right. So they might be going away and making their decision on false information. So you need to follow a structure so that you're covering everything. And then once you've done the business presentation, ask the closing question. From here, from what you've seen so far with more information, do you think it's a yes, no, or maybe? And I always say to people, what do you think of it? Do you think it's for you? Because in my mind, I'm already doing the business. I've already decided it's a great opportunity for me. So all you're doing is showing someone the business. It's up to them to decide whether it's for them. It's for them to put it into their lifestyle and decide if it's for them. So don't be scared to close the presentation with, do you want to do it? Are you thinking yes? Do you want more information? What do you want to do? And then wait for the answer. Let them talk, and they'll tell you what they think of it. And then what you want to do is talk about the next step from there. So depending on their answer and what they've done. So the next step from there, I'm just going to go into detail what I normally do with people, is if they say, yes, definitely for me, I want to sign up now, great. That doesn't happen very often, but admittedly it does. So get it done there and then. You've got the online link. If you don't know the online link to purchase your NDP, let me know and I'll send them out. Get it done that way. If they say, yes, I want to start the business, definitely, but I need to wait till payday, or I need to go and speak to my partner, I need to do something, great. In my mind, they've said yes, so I get my diary out and then I say, let's book you in for your first planning meeting. So we normally want to do that the same day your box has arrived. So your box will arrive 2 to 3 days after you've ordered it. When do you think you'll be ordering it? So they can give you a date. You can get it in your diary. Don't forget you're busy. So you can't, you know, and you need to get that across as well. This is your business. You've got your family. You're busy as well, and you were going to help them with their business. But you need to get that level of respect right from the early days. Obviously, you need to get dates and things sorted in your diary to arrange childcare, whatever you need to do. So I always say to people, you know, they've said yes, so you've got to get a date in your diary, and then that way they need to either contact you to cancel it or rearrange it, and then it gives you an opening opportunity to discuss any problems they might have or any doubts they might have and go over them again. Now, if somebody says, I'm going to think about it, what I always do is I say, okay, that's fine. When I come away from the meeting that night, I always send them a text to tell them how nice it was to meet them. If I feel they were perfect for the business, I tell them they're perfect for the business. And then what I do is I say, here is the online link to browse. This is the link which you would purchase your NDP through, should you wish to go ahead with it. So I put the link, and then I say, these are my details that you would need to put in should you wish to purchase it. So I put my name, my ID, my telephone number. Any further questions or anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to contact me in the future. And I leave it like that. Now, what that is, they've got all the information then. They've had the business presentation. They're still in and ahhing a little bit, but they've got the opportunity to order their NDP should they wish. Now, I often find that people might, on a whim, just think, bugger it, I'm just going to do it. Now, they've already got your link, they've already got your details, they purchase their NDP, and then the next day they might think, oh, well, I've committed now, I may as well give it a go. This isn't, and I don't find this is trickery or getting someone to sign in. I don't see that at all. I see it as getting them whilst their excitement's fresh, whilst their knowledge is fresh, and then they're committing it to it then, rather than them having no link to sign up, no follow on, and actually, as time goes on, their excitement goes down and they just don't bother getting back to you. So I find it works really, really well. So try it, you know. If you want a copy of that text that I send, ask me and I'll text it to you so you can see what I send. So we've had a short training one today. So the homework, so what we want to do over the next 7 days, decide your 3 methods of prospecting. So which new methods are you going to try? You're going to order your business cards if you haven't already got them. You're going to order some prospecting cards and flyers if you haven't already got them. Continue making prospect calls. So it's the bit that some people dread, you know, but keep practicing, and it does make it easier. Even from, you know, the training I did last week, just saying it makes it a lot easier. So do a few dummy runs as well and get confident with it. Practice your one-to-ones. So please practice your business presentation. So get those slides downloaded onto your iPad, your computer, or printed off, and ask as many people in your friends and family if you can practice your business presentation. Go along to the business presentations as well. In my early days of the business, I went to the Birmingham one every single week. So find out what dates and times your local one is. And this is the slides that I email to people that I use, but done by other people for you. So you just sit in a room and you absorb it all. You can take guests along so they can sit and watch the business. But what it did for me is it taught me how to present the business. It taught me what I liked to hear and what I didn't like to hear about what was being said. And then you can really tweak your presentation skills to somebody then. Bring not your Teach to Reach, we've now changed it to the Steps to Managers book. So next time, bring the Steps to Managers planning book, because we're going to fill out a few bits in that one as well, so be prepared at the next one. Review your progress with your 20 to 30 customers. So keep working on your regular customer base because you want to get that really high, really strong and regular customers. Fill in your points activity sheet. If you didn't do it for last week, you know, please do it first time this week because it really does give you a bit of guidance in your business. And book your next training and events. So we've got Success Day on Sunday, so I hope to see everybody there. I'm going to be getting there early and saving as many seats as I can. Please be there for 9:45 at the latest, because any seats that aren't sat in at 9:45, anyone can just sit there, so I can't hold them for any longer than that. So Success Day is going to be really good. If you haven't been able to make it and get your ticket for this one, then please make sure you have a look on the dates and come along to the next one. Also, company trainings, have a little look if you want to go on any. You've got all about aloe, you've got supplement training, you've got the beauty day trainers. There's lots of different trainers you can be getting on and just absorb all the bits of information. I know I rave on about our YouTube channel. Seriously, I watched this for hours and hours and hours in the early days. Because you want to see it as this is your sponge. You want to absorb every single bit of information that comes your way. But sometimes you need to find that information. So go on to FLP UK Limited channel on YouTube and start clicking through every single video because they are absolutely fantastic. That's how I learned to do first planning session, is how I learned to present the business as well as going along to business presentations. And it's how, you just learn to develop yourself as well by watching these things. So really, really absorb everything you can. And the most important thing is please ignore people who say it can't be done. All these doubters that we come across, these people that say we're in a pyramid scheme and we're this, that, and it's absolutely ridiculous. We are approved by the government. We're not a pyramid scheme. We don't buy into anything. We don't pay monthly subscriptions. We sell actual products that are life-changing. And no one will ever earn more money in your business than you do. So the whole idea of this pyramid scheme is just ridiculous. So ignore people that say it can't be done. Well, of course it can, and we've got evidence of this as well. So just be proud of what you do and tell everybody about it. So thank you for listening to the training. I hope it's been helpful. Next week, if you guys could forward me some of your product stories and your business stories for me to share with everybody, that would be great. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.